Well, good evening, and happy Tuesday. I am glad this is the Leadership Edge podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. P. Ronald Wilder. Thank you for tuning in. I know everyone's happy. We didn't hit springtime. The weather's changing. Warm temperatures coming. Birds are singing. Trees and flowers are blooming. Grass is growing, and it's my favorite time of the year. I love hot weather, so I am happy as a lark. And I love teaching leadership. So I'm glad you tuned in with us tonight. We're going to continue our lesson we've been talking about. And so thank you for tuning in. Now, listen, don't forget, as we always ask you, you're watching me on BGTV Studios Facebook page. Go ahead, hit the like button, follow, hit the share button. Help us to spread far and wide, share. Also comment during the podcast. Let us know where you're watching from and things are said during the podcast. Help you, touch you, inspire you. Say that. Don't forget, go to our BGTV Studios YouTube channel and subscribe. And that's where you can go back and look at all the videos of all the podcasters on this platform. There are many great guys on here and women and young and old alike. And so it's just a diversity of great ministries and people on this platform. And we all come from different venues and different aspects of different things. And it's just great, the diversity of what's happening here. It's a kingdom movement. So we appreciate the Lord for BGTV Studios and his founder, Brad Graydon. All right. Well, let's do what I like to do. Let's talk leadership. All right. Now I want you to come in and talk to me. We're talking about what keep pastors up at night. I could easily label it what keep leaders up at night also, because this could apply to whatever venue a leader may be in, whether you're a politician, a mayor of a city, president of a college, CEO of a company. I mean, these are universal principles. I use pastors because I'm a pastor and I'm in ministry, and I've taught this to pastors, and so just want to share it with the leadership audience here. All right, been talking about. I've given you 5 things. I'm not going to go over all 5 of them. You have to go back and listen to them. But I want to go to number 6. What keeps pastors up at night? Number 6. Number 6 says, who on my team shows me the things I need to see? That's a matter of perspective. In other words, who on my team give me the proper perspective? Now, this is very, very important. As a matter of fact, it may be one of the most important things out of all the things I give you. Because y'all are very well aware of my background in leadership, training and teaching and consulting and all the things I do with churches, deal with leadership teams, deal with leaders. I'm a leader of leaders. And so in these 30-some years that I have been dedicated my life to leadership, development, learning, training, developing myself as a leader and growing, I have seen a lot of things. But here is one of the things that I see the most, especially in churches, and maybe because that's where I move mostly within the church arena. I'm sure it probably exists in the business arena also, although I don't think it exists maybe as much as it does in the church world. But in the church world, this is a major problem, in my opinion. As I stated to you on last week's podcast, we talked about team, the type of team you got to have. Everybody got to have a team. Okay, you can't do ministry alone. You can't run business alone. You got to have a team. Okay, everybody. Otherwise, if you try to be a lone ranger, you're not gonna get anything done. You're gonna falter. You're gonna fail. You try to master everything. You become a jack of all trades and a master of none. Okay, you have to bring the team in, and the team work together to get things done. It's a famous saying, team is TEAM. Team together, everyone accomplishes more. Another thing says teamwork make the dream work, or teamwork make the vision work, okay? Those are true. Now, but within the confines of that team, and I talked last week about the different kind of teams you need for the different challenges, okay? However, let me give you another perspective of team. Every leader needs on his team at least one or two people who will show him what he needs to see and tell him what he needs to hear. What I have found out is that most leaders, most church leaders, most pastors have leaders that are nothing more than rubber stamps or yes men and yes women. Now, I'm not saying that people should rise up against their leader. There's nobody, trust me, nobody's more loyal to leadership than me. So I am not advocating disloyalty. That's not what I'm saying here. Because I think anytime you're disloyal, you disqualify yourself to be a part of the team. Okay? Let's just put that out there. Matter of fact, one of the things I hate, I detest, is disloyalty. It bothers me to no end. I have no regards for disloyal and disloyalty. So I'm not speaking that. But as a leader, I don't need everybody on my team to be a yes person. I need people who understand, know how to maintain the lines of respect, but yet tell me what I need to know, show me what I need to see, give me proper perspective. Every leader needs that, okay? But I see most pastors have people that just yes people. Never, ever challenge them. When I mean challenge, I'm not talking about challenge their authority. I'm not talking about challenge their ability to lead. But what I'm talking about is maybe challenge their thinking on a matter. Maybe he's thinking about doing this, and they say, well, let me challenge you, because if you do this, this may happen. Challenge that. That's what I'm saying, okay? Every leader has to have people that'll say, listen, and I've been a part, every leader I served, and I've served 3 leaders in my life, and every leader that I've served, I try to give them proper perspective. I am a loyal guy. I am yes when I need to be yes. But at the same time, I will give them proper perspective when they need proper perspective. When I think I ain't gonna say off, when I think they're not seeing the total picture. Now, I don't bust in the office and flex my muscles. I always say, leader, apostle, bishop, permission to speak freely. I am your administrative assistant. And in most leaders I've served, I've been in an administrative role. I'm your administrative assistant. I'm the one who becomes your voice to the rest of the organization and to the outside world. The letters that go out your office, I type them, my name is on it, okay? So my job as an administrator is to speak for you, but at the same time also to give you the perspective so you can make right decisions on things. Because sometimes if you don't have the proper understanding, you will make a decision on flawed information. Okay? I have been a part, and I have seen people. I have seen people. I've been a part of an organization. I've seen us in meetings with our leader. And he would ask questions about certain things. I can remember some years ago, we were part of an organization, and the organization embraced a model of ministry that was not conducive to what most of us as pastors were building and doing, okay? Our leader embraced this model that he received from a foreign leader, okay, and wanted to make that work in America. And it wasn't working for most of the guys. And they would call me and they would talk about how they were struggling with this thing, and how it wasn't working. It was tearing their churches apart. But they were afraid to say anything to the leader. And I remember vividly, one guy called me. We were getting ready to head to one of our meetings for the year. We would have an annual meeting, and we'd go, and and we were a week out of this meeting. And one of them pastors called me, and he was literally in tears on the phone, talking about how this is destroying his church, and he don't want to do this. And I said, man, just speak to the leader. And so we get to the meeting, and as we always do in our first session, everybody gets up and introduce themselves, because sometimes there are new people there, tell where their church at and how things are going. And I watched this guy. Everybody, all the guys that eventually, most of the guys that called me, but this particular one, he gets up and tells the bishop, the leader, everything he wants to hear, how great it was, how this new system is working, his people excited about it. And I sit there and I looked. I can't even tell you what I was thinking, because I'll get kicked off of these airways if I tell you what I was thinking. Okay? And he's sitting there. And I listened to the rest of them give same type of stories. But that was totally different what they said. So what we had there were people who were not giving the leader what he needed to hear. Leader, this is not, it's hurting me. My church is a wreck right now. My people are not embracing this. I'm losing people behind this. Give him proper perspective. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. You know. In that same meeting, I sit with the leader. I told him, I need to see you. And I sit with him and told him, I said, hey, I'm struggling with this. This is not working for me. Permission to speak free. Here's why. And I gave him all the perspectives. We had a long conversation, gave him all the perspectives. Now, here's the deal. Every leader has to have people that will speak truth to him in a loving, respectful way. Never disrespecting his authority. Never crossing the line of honor and respect, but just from a son talking to a father and telling the father what he needs to hear, okay? Do I have people on my team? I need people on my team now like that. I have a couple. I have people that'll say to me, Pastor, permission to speak freely. Apostle, here's what we see. This is not, because I don't always have every answer. Or I'm making a decision and they know things about what's happening or the people that I don't know. So I'm making a decision based on flawed information if they are afraid to give it to me. And most churches I've been to, the people are afraid because the pastor has created this aura that he cannot be challenged. He cannot be, his opinion cannot be challenged or somebody have a difference of opinion. It's his way or the highway. Okay? And so they never get proper perspective. And here's another thing what happens in those situations. Anytime you have a situation where there's yes men and yes women, and the leader has created a situation where I cannot be challenged, I'm a law unto myself, nobody can tell me different, I have no accountability, nobody can speak truth to me, nobody can say permission to speak freely to me. So everybody goes along with me. Then what you create also is a culture where the messenger is killed. What do you mean the messenger? The messenger who brings the bad news is killed. In the situation I was just talking to you about a minute ago, When I went to the leader and told him, hey, this is not working for me, I'm struggling, I said, now, and all those guys now who told you they were doing well, they're not, because they talked to me prior. And they lied in there because they knew that's what you wanted to hear, that you did not want to hear the truth. And as a result, guess what? The messenger was killed. I was killed. What I said was truth, and it played out in the end. Not that I'm trying to gloat in anything. The point I'm trying to show you is that you have to create a culture where the messenger is not killed. That's what I've tried to create at Covenant Church International, church I pastor, where you can bring me the bad news or the news that I don't know or to help me, and I'm not going to kill the messenger. See, we kill the messenger. You can kill the messenger, but you can't stop the message. It's still there. Although you kill the one that brought it, what he was bringing is still there. So we have to create a culture whereby people can come and bring us what we want to hear. And again, if you're going to do this, again, maintain respect. Every leader I've ever served, I've held this the position that I held, and I still keep with the ones I serve now. And I never crossed the line of respect. I only ask them permission to speak freely. Can I speak freely? If they say no, guess what? I don't speak. I'm not bursting my way in there. They're the leader, not me. Okay? So that's how you have to take it. If the leader says no, not now, then you don't speak. You can't go, well, I'm gonna speak my mind. That's what I do. Well, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You have to maintain respect. You have to maintain honor. You can't just walk in the Oval Office and say to the president, President Trump, I don't care. I'm gonna say what I. No, it don't work like that. He's still the president. He's still the pastor. He's still the apostle. He's still the leader. He's still the boss. Okay. But do I have people on my team? Now, insecure leaders don't want this because they want to. They are threatened by people who will speak truth to them. Again, in a loving, respectful way. They are threatened by that. I'm not threatened. Because at the end of the day, I'm the leader. And my covenant with the people on my team, I've cut deep, so I know they have my best interests at heart. Okay? Let's go to the next one. Got few more minutes. Let's get to the next one. The next one on there on our list is, are we developing people to reach their highest and best good? And that's leadership development. In other words, am I helping my team and my people to become the best they can be? Am I developing them to be the best they can be and reach their highest good? That's leadership development. How do I do this? How do I do this? Well, I have to require my leaders to keep going through continued education, training, and coaching. See, you can't get to a certain point and just think I'm here and there's no more growth and no more development. I am constantly, even at the point I am still growing. I am still learning. I am still developing. That's what I want to be. That's what I want to do. Okay? So we got to help people. Another thing I see with people in churches, and I've even had it happen in mine, is that we bring leaders up and we bring them into leadership and they get a position and they stop growing because to them, the epitome was to get this title, to get this position of leadership. And once they get there, they just kind of plateau out. Most of them don't keep that upward trajectory of growth, okay? So they just plateau, and normally plateaus stay level. Very seldom do plateaus begin to go up again. If you let them plateau too long, the plateau just going to do that. It's going to start going down. So you got to stop the plateau when it stops to get them back on an upward trajectory. Developing people to be their best good. Am I developing all my leaders? Am I giving them enough continued education? Am I giving them enough training? Am I requiring them to become what I am? And that's a lifelong learner. In other words, you never get to the place where I know it all, I got it all, I don't need anything else. Okay. The next thing that keeps pastors up at night. What happens if and when I'm not here? That's succession. Now, I want to speak about succession, not in the sense of me, of you dying and not gone forever. But as a leader, many times you have to go away. You have to be different places. You know, the demand is on the ministry for you to speak other places. So you miss Sundays. So what happens? Can the church function while you are not there? I remember there was a time I'd be afraid to leave my church because I couldn't function. I thought it couldn't function without me. I'd be on the beach on vacation and thinking about what's happening at 10 o'clock. Are the people there? Are they doing this right? Not anymore. If I'm on the beach or if I'm vacationing, I don't even think about it. I don't even call on Sundays. How did church go? I'll check it when I get back because I have raised up people to handle it when I'm not there. What happens when I'm not there? Who is my Joshua and who is my Timothy? That's what I got to know. Do I have a Joshua in place? Do I have a Timothy in place? Joshua was Moses' successor. Timothy was Paul's protege. So I got to have a Joshua and Timothy in place to cover me. I didn't always have them. I got them now. Do Joshua and Timothy have the people's respect? Do the people see them as that? Okay. Do the people respect them? Do the people honor them? Do the people listen to them? Can they handle it? Can they handle a Sunday morning? Can they handle making the tough decision if I'm not there? If a situation arises and something, can they handle? Can they take charge of the situation? Unless it's something super serious, they got to call me. But short of that, something that nature, can they handle and make things happen? That's really what we're talking about. That's really what we're talking about. These are the things that keep, for the first time last year in 24, I missed 3 straight Sundays. I missed almost a whole month. I have never done that. This year we're going to celebrate 35 years of ministry. I have never missed a month of services. I did this year. I did. And everything went well. Nothing was missing. Nothing was lacking. Because the succession was in place and the people in place handle what they need to handle. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to do that again this year. Just that's how it worked out last year. I didn't plan it like that. It just worked like that. Then succession. Do we have a succession plan in place? Now, that succession plan now talks about if you're gone, something happens to you and you're no longer there. You're no longer in play. Yes, we do. You have to have a plan so that everybody knows that if this happens, then this is what we do. The key players know it. The board knows. The people who need to know it. That's what the plan is. So what happens? Leaders, what happens if I'm not there? I used to worry. I used to bite my fingernails. But thank God I don't have to no more because the leaders, that have been with me, we're getting ready to celebrate 35 years of church. And I was looking over the list and, man, looked at so many people that have been with me for over 20 and 25 years. Man, that's great. That's an awesome thing. Listen, my time is up. Got to go. We're going to pick up right here on next week, okay? And we'll talk about some other things regarding what do I do? What keeps pastors up at night? All right. Don't forget to visit my website, www.pronaldwilder.com. It's going to pop on the screen there for you. That's my personal website, my ministry website. Go there. You can get my book, The ABCs of Leadership. a great book for personal development and growth. Also, you can go to my shop page and get all my leadership teachings and various things on there. But the best buy on the leadership on my website is the bundle package, which you see here, me holding my hand. It is a jump drive that you take and you stick it in your device and you can listen to it and it'll pop up and you got me there. You can download it on there and you got everything. Normally, everything on my site would cost over $300, somewhere in that neighborhood. This sells on my website, I think, for $100, $125, one or two. But either way, it's more than half off. So this is your best buy. You'll have everything I got. This will bless you, okay? The bundle package. All right. The Lord bless you. Listen, don't forget, BGTV Studios needs your support. This is a great platform. I have sown into it. Me and my wife, we believe in it. We believe in Brad. We believe in the people on this station that run this station. So we've made some great contributions. I want to ask you to do the same thing. You can do one of two things. You can make a one-time contribution or you can become a monthly partner. The ways to give are on the screen for you. You can give online at bgtvstudios.com or you can text any amount to 84321. Go ahead and pray and let the Holy Spirit lead you about what to do, but do something. This is good ground. You can know that 100% of what you give is used for BGTV Studios. We, the podcasters, do not share anything you give. So thank you. Brad, appreciate it, and we'll appreciate it. Now, listen, got to go. Time's up. This is Dr. P. Ronald Wilder signing off, letting you know two things. Leadership matters, and leaders lead. I'll see you on next Tuesday. God bless you.